Hi there, Aquarius. Happy April. I am just going to give the cards another couple of ruffles through here as I ask for a message regarding your soulmate story this month. What's happening in your soulmate life? Are you single right now? Are you interested in someone? Is someone interested in you? No matter what happens, you need to be at your full confidence so that you're not leaning too far this way or too far that way when it comes into partnership. So let's just lay these cards here and see what we have for you. So the first card is power. Then we have letting go. Anybody watching who has had a recent breakup, sending out a hug to you. I know it's not an easy time to have this stuff happening ever. And then the third card is moving toward the light. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, energy. All right. So now let me just draw some tarot cards before we start interpreting. It does look like some of you that are watching are just coming out of a difficult time, that you're taking back your power. Looking at this card, I can't help but look at the expression on the figure's face. It's just so much effort, as if the sword is incredibly heavy. And so sometimes when you're coming out of an unhealthy relationship, it can feel like it takes forever to get your own identity back, and perhaps some people are aware of that. Also, when we pull in the letting go card, sometimes we have to let go of things that are partially good. And so some of you may be resonating with the fact that you have to let go of something that's not easy at all. And it's been a long, it's been a long decision-making process to decide, indeed, something needs to be let go. Knowing that whatever happens, it's so important to remember that you're never alone. You have angelic helpers. You have light, brighter than you can even imagine, that's always available to you with just a change in your mindset. And you also have the promise of energy, just sensing that there's somebody watching who's just very fatigued and very battle-worn. And I'm believing that your main message today, gosh, this is coming so quickly, but as I look at the figure who is in that cone, or not a cone, it's a tube of divine protection. And then I look at all the pentacles surrounding her and all the peace and well-being that comes from being connected to your spiritual self. Take a breath. Aquarius, I don't know what you've been going through, but holy moly. And then I pull this card as the next card from the bottom of the deck is Believe in Dreams. Aquarius, it's time to trust again. I really think so. I think it's time to truly look at what you haven't let go yet, do that work, and put your baby foot out into the world again. So let's see what the tarot has to back us up, okay? Beautiful, beautiful reading. Right here, I see with the power card, all of that blue in the background, and that always makes me think of the throat chakra and how important it is to speak your truth. Now, sometimes, Aquarius, you can get a little too intellectual. You can be a little too much in your head. In fact, some people might say that to you. You're always in your head. But that's where your comfort zone is. Your intellect is your friend. But sometimes when you're trying to stand up for yourself, people can feel disconnected from overly intellectual language. And you can tell when you're listening, when you're watching the people, because they don't seem to understand you. And so part of this lesson of this blue energy on the power card is one of the things you can do is actually wear a blue shirt or a blue necklace. You could wear sodalite or lapis lazuli as a necklace and actually feed your chakra, your throat chakra, color therapy. Isn't that cool? And you could look that up. I'm sure there's some YouTube about it. Anyway, let's see what the tarot has for us. It's a time for some big changes. All right, so on the power card, we have the moon. The colors, look at the color scheme between those. They're just exactly the same. Isn't that something? In the center, we have letting go, and we have the tower. I love the tower card. The tower means something's coming, for sure. You always have to get rid of something in your energy before something new can come in. And I love how the tower, the roof of the tower is the part that's blowing off, because usually it's your own mindset that's holding you back. And the nice thing about Aquarius, because you are so intellectually stimulated, that learning new stuff is fun for you. And that's a blessing, because right now it's looking like your message from the guides and angels is to take a chance and step out. And so let's see what our last card is. And we have the Six of Pentacles. And at the bottom of this deck, we have the Knight of Cups. Yes, indeed. Somebody coming in with an offer. So let's take a look here. The Moon is a card that does suggest some confusion, because after all, it is at night, and you can't know everything you can't see that far ahead of you at night. Correct? I mean, you can if it's a full moon, but if it's a dark sky, you can't see where you're going at all. And when you look at the path that's going through these grounds, all the way to the mountains in the background, it shows a new life is coming. And you may be a person who's been single for a long time because it's taken you a long time to get your power back. And now finally, even though your arms are tired, sorry for all that dog barking, but even though your arms are tired and your personal life is starting to lift and you're seeing yourself differently, but when it comes to sharing your life with a partner, there's still some effort involved with building that confidence. Again, I just look at the look on the face of the person in the card. And so reflecting back over here and seeing how the moon is looking right down, shining the light, adding more confidence, being able to say, yes, you've been through some confusing times. You've been through heartbreak. But the fact is there's going to be something unknown in every single thing you get involved in, whether it's career or love. There will always be an unknown factor. There will always be times when you're not going to be sure that you're making the right decision. That's why you have an intuition. And the stronger your intuition grows, the more confident you'll get. And when you hold that sword of truth over your head, pretty soon it will feel effortless. When we look at letting go and the tower experience, the quickest way that I've been explaining it lately is that if you all of a sudden moved to Japan and you don't speak a word of Japanese, you would be having a tower moment. It's a complete change of perspective that's kind of thrust upon you, something you did not expect. However, in some of your cases, you've been single a long time. And it's time. It's time to try opening your heart and getting back out there and trusting again. Unfortunately, it demands some letting go. So this is an inner search. This is something that maybe you could spend the month of April doing some journaling and maybe make a new vision board for yourself. What is really important to you in your partnering right now? This is like an energy selfie. You're taking a moment to look at what's happening. write down exactly what you need in a relationship or a situationship that will make you really happy, and don't hold back, okay? And then allow yourself, giving yourself permission. I would even say that. I give myself permission to look at new love. In fact, if this is resonant with you, write that down in the comments below. I give myself permission to open to new love. Because if you give yourself permission, who knows what might happen? And slowly letting go, not of your ex, but of the single life. Can you let go of your single life? Are you ready to let go of your single life? That's another affirmation. You can add it in the comments. I am more than ready to let go of my single life. I love the idea of giving up my single life. These are powerful affirmations, and they are a different language than you're used to speaking. So your single life is going to be changed by this tower experience. And now let's look at the Six of Pentacles and moving towards the light. Look at the beautiful generosity that we're looking at when we look at the Six of Pentacles, right? When you are really needing to feel loved, when you've been single a long time and you don't want to come across as needy, because that's not sexy, but you definitely want to move towards the light of life in a couple, to find that union with somebody. I love that this is like the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. But just like in The Wizard of Oz, all of the helpers stopped at the territory, the county line, and they could not accompany her across. The character had to move on her own into the new world. The promise is that there are people along the way who, through generosity of time, energy, spirit, and even money, yes, will be right there to meet you. People you've never met, people you've never talked to. Sometimes you're going to be the person giving to a stranger. Sometimes a stranger is going to be the one giving to you. But the fact is that you are, if you're willing to leave that single life behind, and again, write it down in the comments below. I am 100% ready to leave my single life behind me. Join the mission. But the promise is that there will be people, places, and things along the way that will delight you. If we look at the energy card here and the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups is a symbol of a love offer. It is. It's a good news card when you're looking at a soulmate story, because it does suggest that there is an offer coming. Now, you don't know where the offer is coming. It could be the brother-in-law of somebody's sister-in-law. It could be a guest at a party that you get randomly invited to and you go at the last minute. But the only way you're going to put yourself into circulation and get yourself out of your previous single energy is to get out. Take your body, walk your legs, and get out of your house. Now, remember that you always get to carry this pure, beautiful energy with you. All the time that you've spent single, you have built a self-concept. Look how colorful this is. There's a part of you that is so proud of who you are and what you've accomplished. The cool thing is that this little tube of energy goes with you everywhere you go. And that when you are in a very relaxed, comfortable mind state, and when your body is very relaxed, your magnetism is at its strongest. When this is happening, you're going to attract the exact right people at the exact right time. What a cool reading for you guys. Oh my gosh. I hope that you will let me know what happens for you in April. Let me grab my Archangel cards here for just a little bit of advice. My dear Aquarius, there are people that are called sapiosexual. That means that they are aroused by intelligence. So, my friend, if you are like me, sometimes you go crazy for a brain cell, right? Because so many of the people that you talk to are not what you're looking for. You want to have that intellectual stimulation, and you deserve it. So just again, will be stepping out into this new idea of leaving your single life behind, and then put yourself out there in environments where you'll meet people similar to you. Let's see what the angels have to say. Breathe and ground, Archangel Michael. That's like my direct message, is I feel like I've been talking fast. But breathing is such a good thing to do. Sitting up straight with your back straight, eyes closed, take 2 or 3 deep breaths, and that will help bring your energy down. It's important to close your eyes at the same time that you're taking those breaths. It will put your brain into a little bit of a better state of ease. And the next card for us is Release Fear and Embrace Love. Here we have just the general spirit of love reaching into the reading and wrapping its arms around you. If you're nervous or anxious about anything, you can find a way to solve it. Aquarius, you are excellent at solving problems. Let's face it. But keep walking towards releasing the fear as you let go of your single life and keep moving towards love in union with someone. And then the last one is Archangel Metatron, New Beginnings. Wow, that's so cool, isn't it? Google Archangel Metatron. Read about him. What a blessing for coming towards you. Now, we don't know when, where, and how, but remember that it could be somebody that is not the person that you end up dating, but it might be somebody who knows the people who can introduce you to them. So go out there, enjoy the people you're meeting, and stay open and ready for what's coming to you. Have a wonderful spring, April, you guys. Talk to you soon.